Starting fives are there on your screen. You are watching Division 1 Men Big V Championship game here live from Eltham High in the northeast of Melbourne. RMIT Redbacks playing host to Gippsland United on this Saturday night. It started with 9 teams at the start of the season. Whittlesea, Bulleen, Altona, Chelsea, Warrandyte, Coburg and Warrnambool. They watch on tonight with the 2 teams that have made their way to this final championship game here to decide it all. Will it be the RMIT Redbacks, who finished runners-up last season, finally getting that elusive championship banner hung in their ceiling? Or will it be Gippsland United? Of course, they entered into Big V again with a big win in 2022 in the Division 2 men competition. They chance to promote themselves up again here, champions in the Division 1 men's competition. Can they do it? We know all of Gippsland will be tuning in, and all the connections of RMIT Redbacks, which has become a really proud side at this senior level, no doubt watching on. And these stands are packed here. Everyone from Andrew Gaze, the GOAT, to everyone in between. My name's Tyson Whelan, alongside Big V League Manager Matt Royal tonight, who is surely the busiest man in Victoria tonight. Matt, been looking forward to this one, mate. How is it shaping up?
Certainly going to be a big game here, Tyson. We've got sellout crowds across the Big V tonight. And this one we've got 400, 450 packing into this Eltham High School. The second home for the Redbacks, because their home stadium is a little bit small for grand final. It's a boom box.
Yeah.
But guess what? This is going to be a boom box with 450 people in here tonight.
Yeah, the infrastructure of this building will be put under pressure tonight, and the fans from Gippsland have certainly made themselves, they've availed themselves to some tickets as well, because they are well represented here, representing some of that green and black. They'll wear the white uniforms tonight. You've seen the starting fives on the screen there for RMIT: Steve Coffey, Matt Spencer, Lou Agon, Daniel Steen's the captain, and Zach Coleman-Bock. For Gippsland United, Jalen Wimberley, Ben Barlow, Joel Winderlick, Stephen O'Brien and Jordan Canavan round out the starting 5 for both teams. And the 2 do meet in the tip here. Jalen Wimberley and, of course, RMIT's Lou Agon, who has been phenomenal throughout the season. And he meets in the tip now. As we get underway, we hope you enjoy this one. We've been looking forward to it all week long and all season long. And it is underway here with Gippsland United taking the opening possession. Hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight, live on YouTube. Share the link with your friends and family. It's all happening across the Bus Victoria social media channels this evening. Gippsland United will have the opening possession, and it's Wimberley who kicks it out. Canavan looking for 3, an area he's pretty familiar with, particularly this stadium where, of course, he did play with the Eltham Wildcats for many years. Couldn't get the first one to fall. So they've got a number of scoring options. This is one of them. Aegon all the way upstairs and puts a lid on it early. And not unfamiliar with those altitudes, is he?
No way. It's a very familiar play that we've seen from the replay last time they met.
And so Gippsland United in return couldn't get it to fall. Here's a man who's very well known across Big V circles in recent years. Steve Coffey played around the world, and here he is representing this RMIT Redbacks program. He's the point guard and the ball handler. He watched the shot clock go down. He is a prolific scorer. That's usually where he puts it up from, but he elected to go unselfishly with the pass. In return, it's Barlow, and Agon again rising above all others and sends the ball packing. Kicks out to Canavan in front of his bench. Couldn't get it to fall. O'Brien pulls down the offensive board. Foul committed here on the floor. And so United will maintain possession with 14 on the shot. And so they did meet earlier in the final series, these 2 teams. RMIT definitely got the better of Gippsland United. 115-93 it was on that occasion. Wimberley steps into the triple and buries it. So an important make there for Jalen Wimberley. In that game that they last met, he had 22 points to go along with his 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Coffey gives it up cheaply down the floor. Wimberley, a nice move. We might see a timeout soon here for RMIT.
This is a very different first quarter to the last time they met here, Tyson. 42-15 RMIT did in the first quarter.
Holy smokes. There's a record style quarter. That's what I saw in the footy today when Geelong were playing West Coast. That sort of numbers. The basket is waved away by the referee here, so it won't count for Steen. Foul caught on the floor, and so they're both with 1 team foul each. It'll be Spencer to inbound here. So Matt Spencer played his 200th Big V game last season, representing the RMIT Redbacks in 2024. The triple will fall for Spencer with his first bucket. And now now takes the charge the other end, so he turns offense into defense. Usually it's the other way around. The charge called on the floor. It was on Winderlich, so he'll pick up, I think, is his first personal.
A very hot game so far. 3 turnovers, and we haven't even played 3 minutes of the game.
As the head coaches scratching their heads, no doubt. Those coaches out here tonight as we see another foul call on the floor. Vincenzo Rivetto leading this RMIT Redbacks program. Scott McKenzie for the Gippsland United team, of course. You're familiar with South Gippsland Country Basketball as well. Scott McKenzie and Steve Coffey, we know as well, has started doing some coaching duties of his own with the youth league programs and, of course, the uni sport programs beyond his playing. So he's a busy man, he's Steve Coffey, and he'll no doubt play a big role tonight. He averages somewhere in the order of, how many points per game was it? I had the stat earlier, but it's 20 points per game. 20 points per game he is for the season. Stepping up to the free throw line, Coleman Bock. Bit of a delay here. Not 100% sure what for, but
floor wipers on the court. Hiding. We can't
hiding
see
behind
in
the
the
referee.
corner.
Exactly. We're tucked in here. It is absolutely packed in. Such the fact that the GOAT of Australian basketball has had to perch himself on the baseline, leaning up against the wall. Well, a somewhat unconventional free throw technique from the man Coleman Bock, but it all falls and counts the same.
That is Big V basketball when you've got the GOAT sitting on the floor, can't even get a seat in the stands.
So scoring continues through the second made free throw. Here's Gippsland United looking to respond. Canavan with the jab step one way, driving through the paint. Can kick off to Barlow, now in the hands of Winderlich, looking to get busy. Puts it up off the window, couldn't fall, and so Coleman Bock gets it in the hands of Steve Coffey. With the pastel pink shoes on tonight. Steps into the triple. This is usually his bread and butter. Couldn't get it to fall though. Quickly down the floor, quick transitions made to Winderlich. Around to Barlow now, looking to get his way to the cup. He's denied the opportunity, but Canavan comes up with an offensive rebound. The foul's committed. I think it's going to be Coleman Bock whistled for it. His first personal. Subs taken here. Cody Tibbles will check into the game for his first minutes, replacing Winderlich, who's stepped up in a big way this season as well. Junior that came through those Gippsland programs. Coffey putting Barlow under pressure. Kicked around. Now he does put up the 2-point attempt. Couldn't get it to fall though. Was Tibbles. Trelgan T-Bird Jr. He played his BJBL basketball at the Energy back in the day. And now it's Spencer again scoring and making it look easy on the drive to the basket. Barlow now. Look around to Tibbles now. Stephen O'Brien applies his trade with the Moe Meteors in the CBL season. Canavan from the three-point line couldn't get it to fall. Spencer fights hard for the rebound.
Redbacks just trying to lift the tempo a little bit here. Got to control that ball, which they have now, and 10 to go on the shot clock.
Coffey can look across to the corner. The three-point basket is good. And it came down for Steen. And RMIT pushing ahead here. Gippsland United want to put the clamps on real quickly in defence now because we've seen what they've been able to do throughout the season. RMIT won all 3 encounters throughout the season, and most recently, as I mentioned, in that semi-final, 115-93 it was earlier in the season. They beat Gippsland United by 28 points, and then in round 3 it was a 2-point game. So that was the closest Gippsland United's got to defeating this RMIT Redbacks team, but it's been elusive and they haven't managed to get there so far this season. Here's Wimberley looking to drive baseline, draws the contact, and I think he'll be heading to the free throw line here. See a timeout taken here by Gippsland United to catch their breath. Jalen Wimberley will be at the free throw line when we return, of course. Played throughout colleges all throughout the US. Out of Leesburg, Georgia he is. Joining the Gippsland United team for the first time in 2024. Stands at 6'4". Certainly adds level of athleticism to this Gippsland United program. Been playing big minutes throughout the final series as well. Averages 35 minutes a game. And 26 points to go along with it per game. So we'll see what he can do out on the other side of the timeout. It was a sellout, this one. They had no trouble getting rid of all the tickets, did they?
They were gone early.
Yeah.
They were going very, very early in the week, as was most stadiums. So
yeah.
I know the Div 2 women out at Wallen was sold out, I'm going to say, in a day. We've got Craigieburn taking on the Surf Coast Chargers in the Div 2 men, and that was sold out very, very quickly as well. So, hot ticket, Big V Senior Division Grand Finals. Be interesting to see how some of them results go.
Yeah, it's all happening across the Basel Victoria social media channels. You can tune in via YouTube. 200 people tuning into the broadcast already, and we know there's a bit of a watch party happening down in Traralgon Way tonight. So if you're watching from there, g'day to you. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Here's Wimberley stepping up to the charity stripe. It's the first of two. Want to bury these and bring it back within 5 points the margin as they edge towards halfway through this first quarter in a tight contest. So far, Gippsland United shooting just 2 of 12 from the field. 2 of 12, so 17%. RMIT having no such troubles. They're 2 of 2 from beyond the arc too, so keep an eye on the likes of Steen and Coffey. And this man has been slicing and dicing like the finest Michelin star chef. He has made another 2-point basket all the way to 7 points now. Wimberley down the other end. What looked to be a denial effort from Coleman Bock resulted in the foul. Counts to 2. Wimberley will be heading to the line for 1 extra. And I think Coleman Bock will pick up his second here, and his element of height that RMIT want to hang on to throughout the game. So just keep an eye on. He averages 2 fouls per game, so he's usually not in too much foul trouble. And Wimberley at the line does some fantastic work in there. He shot 86% or 85% it is from the free throw line throughout the season. And there is that substitution with Coleman Bock going to have a breather. Back to a 4-point game here, Gippsland United. Want to get a stop here. Steve Coffey, ball in hand. Take it down the floor for the Redbacks. As I mentioned, 2023, they came runners-up. I think that was the Shepparton it was last year. So looking to go one better. Lou Agon can hand off. Here's Spencer. He's got 7 points already. A chance to make a double digits. Kicks it around. Now it's Henry. He steps into the triple. And the double-barreled last name comes up with the triple. Tibbles can give it to Canavan. Here's Tibbles now looking to hand off again to Canavan. Stephen O'Brien in the mid-range, usually pretty good from there. Off the window, gets it to go for 2 points. So they're sticking around here, United. Tibbles looking to take a charge. Blast by him, though, and so quick in return. The transition's too easy for RMIT. Henry again on the board for 2 points. And if you can't hear it, the drummers are here. The percussion is being heard throughout the northeast corridor. Here's Stephen O'Brien, though. And I think that is what we're going to see with Coleman Bock to the bench. Stephen O'Brien's been allowed to feast now.
I think that's going to be the message coming out of this timeout, that Gippsland want to go inside and take advantage of Coleman Bock being on the bench.
Yeah. And so at the timeout, sits at a 5-point game here. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Here's a cheeky stat for you, Tyson.
Well, if anyone's going to give us cheeky stats, it'll come from you, Matt Royal, I'd hope.
Last weekend, Youth League Grand Finals in the Big V competition. We had 6 Grand Finals. 5 of them were won by the visiting team. So
5 out of 6, did you say?
Yes, that's correct. And then looking across the league tonight, currently,
what are you seeing?
RMIT is the only team that is winning their Grand Final. So we're seeing a sneaky trend there. Some of the games have only just started, but...
Yeah. How early in some of these other games? I mean, quite early if they're 7 o'clock games, I imagine.
Correct. One of them tipped off at 6.
Okay. One of them tipped off at 6, which is what you're mostly hanging your hat on. But I love the idea. We'll keep an eye on that stat. Bit of numerology thanks to Matt Royal here tonight. Keep an eye on that one. If any team can be that one, like that Youth League team that managed to hold on to home floor, that is a lot of disappointed home fans last week.
And it come out of Youth League 1 women. So we've got Div 1 men this week. Potentially. We'll see what happens at the end of the game, mate.
Certainly will, hey. Timeout has occurred and we're back on the floor here. Lou Agon receives it. We'll hand it back It'll be Spencer who'll take it down the floor here. Met by Ben Barlow. Of course, Gippsland United, I mean, it's certainly under a different name and a different structure these days, but back in the day, 10 years ago, down there, the foul is committed, and it'll be on Ryan Demchuk. 10 years ago, yeah, Latrobe Energy were celebrating their first and only Div1 Men Championship. I saw some of the guys celebrating. The likes of Jack White were part of that team. Billy Hughes, no doubt, as well, led by Les Stothard, the coach back in the day there at Latrobe. And so some of those blokes have been celebrating, looking to see something similar again tonight. Jared Moss was the captain, I think. Nick Sedley, Vashon Weaver. Ashton Pitts was, I think, the import that season, as we see the second free throw miss. And, of course, Ben Barlow, who's out on the floor tonight, was a part of that team as well as a young man. And he got a few more years under his belt these days. Sits at a 6-point game. Here's Demchuk. And Moe Meteors Jr. can hand off to the Terrelgan T-Bird. Tibbles couldn't get it done. Quickly down the floor through Steve Coffey. Kicked out. It's in the hands of Steen. Couldn't get it done. The real estate agent. Played some of his college basketball at Lord's University over in the US in Ohio from 2015 to 2017. Tibbles turning to the hoop. Agon taps it to advantage. Some of his height and athleticism is something to behold, and he does it as well for the university team. Looking to get busy was Henry. Couldn't get it to go. Tibbles will bring it down here. Gippsland United staying well and truly in touch here. Demchuk. Oh, some long arms defending it, but through the tall timber. Gets it to go. Back committed on the floor here. I think it'll be bonus free throws here. And it is. Just Coffey at the line here, where he rarely makes a mistake. Considering his lofty standards, though, Steve Coffey, uncharacteristically scoreless. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Manages to get the first free throw to go. Shoots 83% from the free throw line throughout the season. Averages 9 assists per game to go along with his 20 points. No trouble with the second of 2 free throws. Subs taken here. Gippsland United. Riley Moorhood checking into the game. Warrigal Warriors man. On the floor here for Gippsland United and doing the ball handling duties. Represented Gippsland, Country Victoria throughout the junior years as well. Kicked around to Tibbles now. Big responsibility on the floor. Here's Tibbles. Steps into the 3. Pushed it right though. And so Gippsland United continuing to have some scoring issues from the field at the moment. It's Agon! Cocks it and rocks it with another slam dunk for the man who elevates the ball above all others with no real issues. If you've just joined us, the man Andrew Gaze is in the crowd here tonight, taking in the action. Where else would you rather be than watching a bit of Div1 Men basketball live here in Eltham? Gippsland United have come down the highway, down the Princess Highway, taking on RMIT Redbacks, where they've been unable to defeat them throughout the season. Foul committed here. Wimberley, I think, will be going to the free throw line.
They're doing a good job bringing the noise, the RMIT fans.
Well, there's one in particular, to be fair to say, who's brought his whole drum set here. Because clearly his parents were tired of hearing it at home, so he's brought it along to the basketball stadium. And equally, Gippsland United have got a few percussion-like instruments happening over there by the sounds of it. You can see another substitution taken here for Gippsland United. Checking into the game, Tom Portbury. Ben Barlow making his way to the bench. So here's the Redbacks through Coffey. They lead it by 6. That 3. Audacious as ever from Steve Coffey, and this one wouldn't fall, but certainly not uncommon for him to hit those. Tibbles now looking to get busy, can hand off. So big contact made, but nothing whistled there for Winderlich, who was asking and pleading for the referees. Couldn't get anything to come from it, though. Here's Daniels looking towards the cup. Never really looked likely, but it certainly did out of the tip-in.
Henry there with a nice little tip.
Wimberley in response. Bang! An important triple to make it a 5-point game and certainly keep it within touching distance with less than a minute to play here. First quarter, Coffey now trying to get his defender off his trail. Kicked around to Bruno. Couldn't get the three to fall. They fight for the rebound, and we're going to see bonus free throws, I suspect, here. Agon, I think, will be whistled for it. Hang on a minute. I might have... certainly on the rebound, and nonetheless, he'll be heading down the floor. Looks like it was on Daniels, I think, for the Redbacks, and so we'll walk the length of the floor here. And it'll be Portbury who'll make his way to the stripe for two.
Bit of an interrupted season for Portbury. Had a bit of an injury throughout and only been able to average 4.5 minutes. No stranger at the free throw line, though. Makes the first.
Done very well there, made both and kept it into a 3-point game. So it's in touching distance. A single possession separates us here as we edge towards quarter time. Coffey looking to get Portbury off his tail. A nice pass through defenders' legs. The three was pushed long here. Chance for Gippsland United to tie it up as we edge towards quarter time. Wimberley had Winderlich to his left. The WW's Wimberley looking to tie it up, couldn't get it to fall, and Coffey, not the tallest man on the floor, but did enough to position himself. The advantage of the rebound, and here he is with the ball in hand. Shot clock beats game clock by about a second here. Jordan Canavan barking defensive instructions from the sideline for United. Here's Coffey. He's got a big job to do, Portbury. Down to 5 seconds on the game. 2 on the shot. Spins, turns, bucket for Steve Coffey. Oh my, that will get the fans rising to their feet. And his teammates are loving it. How about that play by the one and only Steve Coffey?
What a way to open your 3-point shooting account, though. Like, hasn't had the best shooting performance tonight behind the line. 360 turn. Shot fake 360 turn and then just nail it on the siren, give RMIT a 6-point lead leading into this first quarter break.
You have the advantage at home of rewinding that one. Just take it back 10 to 15 seconds and you can enjoy that one. The stats are there on your screen, though. It has been interesting first quarter, to say the least. You talked about, what was it, 42 to 15? 42 to 15 last time these two teams met in the first quarter in what was an unspeakably incomparable first quarter there for the RMIT Redbacks. Well, Gippsland United have certainly done a better job on the scout this time around. They've kept him to 29 points, which is nothing to write home about, it'd be fair to say, but it's certainly better than the 23. And you point out there some scoring leaders.
Yeah, Wimberley with 15 for Gippsland. That's, more than half their score. He's going to have to continue to fire tonight if Gippsland are going to have a chance. Whereas you look at the RMIT Redbacks and their scoring is pretty spread.
Yeah, so Henry with 7 points. Spencer has 7. Coffey has the 5. And saw 3 lead changes in that first quarter. RMIT led by as much as 8. They hold a 6-point margin now. And you can see some of those assist leaders as well. Matt Spencer with 5 dimes in the first quarter. So well on his way. So he's got 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 7 points. He's already halfway to the triple-double, it feels. And so keep an eye on that one as well. But sits at 6 points the difference here. Gippsland United will want to continue correcting that field goal percentage. They shot just 7 of 22 in the first quarter. They shoot 25% from beyond the arc as well. Otherwise, the statistics pretty much even out. 2 turnovers apiece. And the rebound count favours Gippsland United by 1. And so both teams will return here with a 6-point margin to play with. 10 minutes to decide it before half-time. See which team will head into their change rooms with the smile at half-time. Wimberley out on the floor alongside Winderlich, Portbury as well. Jordan Gooker out there as well for United now alongside Moore, who's doing the defensive duties. But here's Wimberley matching up with Coffey. We saw what happened. Steve Coffey was out there last time. Had the spin move, and here's the role that Jordan Gooker will play when he's out there. Takes it all the way down the floor, but Agon with the denial. Now it's the Redbacks looking to do what they couldn't do in this first stanza of play out of the quarter-time break. Here's Coffey, same spot he pulled off a ridiculous move. Now getting a little bit too ridiculous, one could suggest. Here's Daniels now, needs to get busy with 4 on the shot clock, turns and shoots, was a bit of a floater, nothing doing, and Agon couldn't pull down the board, so Morhu will have it, can kick across, the three-point basket's pushed long. So stays at 6-point the margin. Coffey, yeah, got the defender moving in the direction he needed and then just flew straight by him. And so Coffey, who was relatively quiet, at least for the first 8 minutes of the game, up to 7 now, on his way to his average of 20. And so here's Wembley now, 15 in the first quarter, looking to make it 18, but couldn't do so. And Agon is just eating glass at the moment. And so RMIT will have no issues with him around the rim when it comes to rebounding. Ball falls out of court and to the advantage of United.
You have a quick look across the RMIT bench there, and the stands of that full, that they're sitting shoulder to shoulder and squished in. It's quite a sight.
Yeah, they've snuck in very nicely here for those that have managed to get tickets, and I know that there was many people asking if there was any available as well as the week dragged on. You'll be glad to know that the live stream is happening and you can tune in wherever you are around the world via the Bath Victoria YouTube channel. Here's Steve Coffey looking to bury the triple. That is a big grab, but nothing whistled. Fair to say the refs were out of position to see what looked like a hold of the jersey. Here is Goika, put it on his left hand, looking to go baseline, spots up Morhu, well positioned in the paint, will receive and finish off the glass for 2 to bring it back to the quarter-time margin of 6. Here's Coffey, defended again by Wembley, who's surely the most overworked man in Victoria tonight. And he's going to be whistled for the foul here, is Wembley. Picks up his first personal. Of course, both these franchises have looked to establish themselves over the post-COVID period. Not historical names you would look through the Big V archives and see, but have done very well to position themselves here to be finalists for both clubs over the last 2 years. And of course, I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, Gippsland United won the Division 2 Men Championship under coach Scott McKenzie back in 2022. So they look to go one step further again here. Playing at home down there at the new Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium in Traralgon usually. Oh, it's nicely defended there by Portbury. Now defending from the floor. It's never going to be particularly favourable in the eyes of the referee. And there's a call for the charge here is what's being argued by coach Scott McKenzie and the green and black supporters behind him. To no success, it'd be fair to say, but nonetheless, points made. Here's Coffey, again on the left hand. Kicked it around in the corner, returns to Coffey. So much production coming from this man with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, that's a big three for Hearn Amy. He stepped out on the floor for his first few... He was on the floor for, 7 seconds when he made that play. And that is an instant impact. Looks like it's been put up as a 2. Must have been toes on the line type behaviour there, which is coach killer, would be fair to say. Nice pass from Agon. Doesn't get the assist though, because Henry left 2 points behind. Here's Moore who receives it around to Portbury on the left hand, can hand off to Winderlich. Yeah, nice pass, nice finish. So again, United staying well and truly within touching distance. Got some. Oh, here's Wembley with a beautiful steal. Oh, Wembley with a huge jam. Didn't quite anticipate that when he came up with the steal. Forces the timeout from the Redbacks. Sits at a 4-point game. And I thought he was just going to go up with some sort of delicateness, but didn't see anything like that. He's testing the infrastructure here in Eltham, and we're seeing dunks on both ends now.
Definitely silenced the crowd there, and RMIT needed that timeout. It's a bit of a run that Gippsland were on then, so interesting to see the timeout called.
So Yeah, brings it back to a 4-point game. He's been big for Gippsland United throughout the season. He had a role last week. They found their way into the grand final by defeating Whittlesea. They won 106-72. Wimberley was kept at 15 points. He had 9 rebounds though. But tonight already, he's made his way to 17 after that dunk. So he has been huge on the floor tonight. I mentioned out from the US, from Georgia. He played a whole bunch of universities, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, Reinhardt University, Andrew College. So he played around the US, enters into his pro career now, standing at 6'4", playing in Australia for the first time. And what a steal and dunk that was to force this timeout here from the Redbacks. Deary me. So we see the return of Coleman Bock here for the Redbacks. His removal from the game due to his 2 fouls had instant impact. It certainly allowed Stephen O'Brien to feast. And O'Brien's back out on the floor here for Gippsland United as well. So he's been subbed back into the floor. Spencer now, lucky not to commit the travel, can kick out. Another 2 here, and I think it was Hernamy again. So he is making a real habit of planting that foot on the three-point line, mate. Get it behind it. One simple rule, if you're going to be a shooter, do it where it counts the most. Steve Coffey, Butterfingers, hands off to O'Brien unintentionally. Portbury now, accidentally handing him one himself to Stephen O'Brien, looking to get physical. Stephen O'Brien! O'Brien will have a 3-point play. And he'll head to the charity stripe for 1 extra. And RMIT coach Vincenzo Rivetto is none too pleased with the whistle, but it all counts the same.
Brings the gap back to 4. O'Brien puts this one in, brings it to 3. It's probably one of the closest gaps we've seen since early in the game.
Left the free throw short. Stephen O'Brien, he shoots at 65% from the free throw line throughout the season. Now forced to do defense on Steve Coffey. So Steve and Steve matching up. And that from Spencer has got nothing but window. So the foul called on the floor here. It's going to be on Jordan Canavan. A long-time contributor to Gippsland United and Latrobe Energy before them. Was involved at numerous CBL programs, Churchill, Morwell and the like. 3-point basket this time from Hernamy. He did step behind the arc this time, didn't he? But maybe that's why he missed. Maybe I need to keep my mouth shut. Here in return is Bateman, though. And so these offensive rebounds are starting to count up for RMIT. They lead the rebound count 22-17. And this might be painful for Gippsland United at the free throw line. Bateman makes his way there. Just a 62% free throw shooter though, so not the worst man to centre the line. Has no troubles with the first though. The second one short though, so as the statistics suggest, leaves one at the line. So, jump ball called. Gippsland United will come up with possession. Hustle play from both teams there. Lou Agon will check back into the game. Tibbles for Gippsland United. He'll replace Jordan Goyka. And rare to have 2 Jordans in the team, but Jordan Canavan will inbound for Gippsland United. Floor wipers required here. Probably just from the saliva being hurled by this throngs of fans that are absolutely make themselves heard here tonight. Which is why, as we've mentioned, if you just join us, the GOAT of Australian basketball is watching on his butt cheeks from the end of the baseline there. There's Andrew Gaze. Such is the nature of the facility. Here's Jordan Canavan, will hand off to Tibbles, sits at a 5-point game. Stephen O'Brien looking to back his way and loses his handle briefly. Kicks out to Wimberley for the 3. Couldn't get it done. And so he's been scoring prolifically throughout the night, shooting at 42% is Wimberley. 17 points he has. Stephen O'Brien, the last to touch it, falls out of court. 16 remaining on the shot clock here. Hernamy to inbound from the baseline, finds Bateman, who was put under pressure by Canavan, looking to get by him defensively. The baby hook couldn't get it done, and Tibbles comes down with the important defensive rebound. Through the hands of Wimbley. Canavan downhill. Looks to find Ben Barlow's back out on the floor, but Steve Coffey reaches into the cookie jar, into the spin cycle. Coffey down the floor, can kick across. Hearn Amy firmly behind the three-point line this time, but again misses. Stephen O'Brien is absolutely collected Spencer.
Clearly 2 hands in the back from our view here.
Yeah. And so it's going to be 2 free throws because that's bonus. And so a costly foul from O'Brien.
The Gippsland fans are letting the referees know of their disapproval, that's for sure.
No, they're parochial, understandably. That makes it 6 of 9 for the free throw line, so 67% they're shooting. And he's missed a second as well, but comes up with the offensive rebound, somewhat audaciously tries to hook it in from underneath on the reverse layup, asking for the foul. Wimbley looking to get through the tall timber, and Agon is somewhat displeased with the outcome. I don't think the foul's on him, though. I think it'll be on Bateman. And we'll see another sub taken here by RMIT. The captain, Daniel Steen, will return to the floor. Wimbley steps up to the stripe. You can hear the echoes of that percussion drum beat coming from the RMIT Redbacks fans. Doesn't deter Jalen Wimbley at the line. Chance to bring it back to a 1-possession game. It's a second and 2. Steve Coffey, ball in hand, defended by Ben Barlow. Agon sort of patrolling the area, and Coffey steps into the 2. A quick release jump shot that he has at his disposal. Worth going back to watch the end of the first quarter at halftime. If you can rewind on YouTube, because Steve Coffey pulled off an almighty 360 move, turned into a 3-point buzzer beater. Here's Bateman for RMIT. Very nicely done. The Redbacks get another 2 on the board, and the floor wipers will again be required. So Gippsland United want to put a halt to this mini run that RMIT are trying to forge here.
The 1% plays are happening in the game. Obviously, we've required the floor wipers plenty of times because bodies are hitting the floor. Most of it is coming from the 1% plays, which is great to see in a Division 1 men's basketball tonight. Not an easy mess we're witnessing here to clean up.
Well, floor wipers being made to work overtime here tonight. And rightly getting an applause from and some pats on the back from the RMIT players themselves. So had their work cut out for them. Nonetheless, we're back underway here. 7-point game it is. Gippsland United trailing 33-40. O'Brien can find Tibbles from beyond the arc. He steps into the triple and buries it. Brings it back to a 4-point game. An important make for Tibbles. It's his first basket of the night. He got busy in that preliminary final to secure the place here. They come up with a turnover here, and then it's down the floor, back to a 2-point game, and Wimbley it is this time. Tibbles had 14 points, 13 rebounds in the preliminary final to go along with his 5 assists. So he's 5 assists away from a triple-double, is Tibbles. And so he's going to have to play an important role. Makes that triple, backs it up with a 2 through Wimbley. Back to a 2-point game. RMIT, as they do. Bateman buries the 2 and then just does the too small sign on the way back up the floor. Trying to get in the head of these Gippsland United players. Both teams having no trouble scoring now. Tibbles on the reverse lane for 2. And so Gippsland United averaged 95 points throughout the season as we see the triple made here. And every time Gippsland United look to draw it back, RMIT find a way to score and maintain that buffer. Here's Canavan, can kick across. Tibbles look to go back-to-back triples. Nothing doing. Bateman pulls down the board. Coffey up to 12 points now. Looking to make it 14. A nice rebound, and it's too easy for Spencer.
It's another offensive rebound for the Redbacks.
And Tibbles looking all out of shape, just managed to let it go on that attempted bucket. And so Stephen O'Brien now heading to the bench. We see the return of Winderlich. Averaging 10 points per game is Winderlich. That's their 7-point game. So Gippsland United got it back within 2 points just a few minutes ago, or within the last couple of minutes. Redbacks now pushing it back at 7, and Steve Coffey's been a big reason for it. Has 12 points, can kick it around to the captain, Steen. Now in the hands of Spencer. He's at 9 points, finds Coffey, looking to make it 15. Here it is, Steve Coffey! Stephen Coffey makes it 15 over the hands of the defender. It doesn't matter. Double-digit lead here for the Redbacks. Wimbley looking to return, pushes it long, Canavan taps to advantage, Barlow into the 3, need to make it, couldn't get it to go, so it stays at double digits. Redbacks chance to respond here with another. Coach of the Gippsland United, Scott McKenzie, is fired up and trying to get his defenders going, but right now the Redbacks are doing anything they want at the offensive end, and I do not want to be on the receiving end of this timeout for Gippsland United.
Not at all. It's going to be fiery. They were back within 3 points we said, and now it's out to 12. So tough couple of minutes there for Gippsland, but maybe they'll come fired up. They've still got minutes 17 to play in the second half. Can they bring it back?
I'd hope to be back within single digits as they head towards half time, but RMIT having no trouble scoring now. And so it's been the combination of Spencer and Coffey. Bateman's played a role as well. Spencer has 9 points, Bateman has 7, but as we expected, Steve Coffey, the veteran of both international and local basketball now, with 15 points. How's it looking across the conferences there?
We're still on.
Oh,
we're still on.
Okay.
The away teams at the other 3 venues are still got the lead. So, RMIT might be that team, might be that only team that wins on their home court this weekend, which will be interesting. We look at the champ women as well.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Wyndham finished top of the table in the champ women, and they're currently lost last week. This is their second chance weekend, and they're still behind.
There you have it. Matt Royal, Big V League manager in commentary. Yes, you have the pleasure of listening to the busiest man in Victoria tonight, who looks uncharacteristically relaxed, it must be said, Matt.
Very
You've
relaxed.
done all the hard work during the week.
All the hard work done during the week, but now I look at this and Wyndham have got up. Wyndham may have got up. The game was at 6 o'clock, so it's probably nearly done.
A simple refresh and it all comes crashing down. Here's Canavan. Winderlich has it now. Wimberley around to Tibbles now. Look, they want to score out of this timeout. They can't get that to fall, though, so pressure is mounting on Gippsland United. Less than a minute to play here before half-time. RMIT have almost they've already put 50 points on the board. Coffey to make it 55. And that's the sort of result I would expect when I shoot from out there. Steve Coffey sometimes gets a different result than that, though.
Does he think he's in the half-court shootout? Like, that's where he's shooting from.
Well, I would fancy him in a half-court shootout, it'd be fair to say. But not on that occasion. Canavan now looking to put on his veteran hat as well. Now time steps past the defender and gets it to go. So a chance here. The shot clock will beat game clock by about 6 seconds here. And so RMIT will almost out the clock. But Gippsland United should have a small possession if they can pull down the board on a mismake or indeed on a make indeed. So Coffey will find Agon. Back to Coffey now. Puts it through the legs. One of the great ball handlers in Big V. And how about that effort from Bateman on the trail to get it to go on the Steve Coffey miss. Now to 12 points. Gippsland United might look for a triple here to bring it back to single digits. Here's a man that can do it. Jordan Canavan for 3. And the most important make of the game, it feels, because at a double-digit margin, it's a different story than at 9 points the difference where it stands here at halftime. 54-45. We've seen buzzer beaters in both periods now. Steve Coffey in the first quarter. Jordan Canavan, the man from the Valley, gets it to go for this second quarter and brings it back to a 9-point game. 54-45 it is. And with that, both teams will have a moment to think about it. How did you analyse, or how do you feel about that first half? What did we see?
I think we're seeing a great game of basketball here, Dyson. the result probably is the way we would think it go. 9-point lead to RMIT. They definitely have been a better team all season. That's why they were on top of the ladder at the end of the regular season. But, 9 points. Gippsland have got to be happy with that. It's got to be 10 times better than what they experienced last time, 2 weeks ago, when they come into this building.
Certainly is going a bit better than last time. The question is, can they turn things around? What will be the message of Scott McKenzie at halftime? And will RMIT be able to continue doing what they've done so far tonight? It was 12 points, if not for that Jordan Canavan make on the buzzer, which of course you can rewind and take a look at. You're watching live on YouTube, Bars Victoria's social channels. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. So it's a 54-45 scoring leaders so far for RMIT. Steve Coffey with 15 points. Josh Henry has 7, and Lucas Bateman has 9, alongside Matt Spencer also with 9. So they've got an array of scorers. Gippsland United largely focused on Jalen Wembley with 21 of Gippsland United's 45 points. Contributions of 6 points from Stephen O'Brien, Jordan Canavan and Cody Tibbles with 5 points each. And so biggest lead for RMIT was 12 points, and it now sits at 9. As you can see, the stats roll through on the screen. Some correcting to be done by Gippsland United on that field goal percentage. Sit at 38%. RMIT having a bit better luck at 48%. They shoot at 6 of 16 from beyond the arc so far. Gippsland United, 25% is where they are. Gippsland United throughout the season shooting at just 30% too, so it's certainly not where they do their best work. Nonetheless, all to play for the D1M Men's Championship game. Let's take a quick break here in commentary. Tyson Whelan here alongside Matt Royal this Saturday night. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. You're watching live. We'll be back in just a few minutes to bring you all the action. Stay tuned here. Hope you're enjoying it. Back in just a few minutes. You're watching the Big V Division 1 Men's Championship game here, live from Eltham. And it is the RMIT Redbacks playing host to Gippsland United here in a game that will decide it all. Mentioned at the start of the game, 9 teams started the season, down to just these 2 that have both played each other earlier in the final series. RMIT Redbacks had no trouble dusting off Gippsland United on that occasion. They won 115-93, but Gippsland United put up to be arguably a far more valiant effort so far tonight. And with that made triple at the end of the second quarter from Jordan Canavan, brings it back to a 9-point game. 54-45 it is here. Tell your friends and family, tune in by the Basel Victoria YouTube channel and the social channels all throughout the night here. It's all happening across the Big V conferences. But you don't want to be anywhere else than right here as the RMIT Redbacks return to the fore, looking to secure their first Big V championship. Came also close last season. Runners-up in 2023, looking to become champions this year. And it's going to be Steve Coffey to inbound to get us back underway. He had 15 points in that first half. Will he continue that scoring? Will Gippsland United be able to put the clamps on? We're about to find out. Tyson Whelan is my name in commentary alongside Big V League manager Matt Royal here tonight. And we are back underway here. Coffey looking to go to Agon aerially again this time. Agon's left to be sitting amongst the photographers as you watch the 4 defenders up the floor. Barlow lost the handle. Wenderlich passes off to O'Brien, and he had a brief window of time before Agon came down the floor, but they did enough to prevent O'Brien coming up with the bucket. Yeah, it's a nice make on the return here from Spencer, who has just been so classy and crafty on his way to the cup tonight, up to double figures now with 11. O'Brien, a nice pass, and Agon says no, sir. Send that one packing, and Gippsland United again struggling to get a score when Agon is in the paint, because he is a real presence down there. Here's Coffey, defended by Barlow. Agon setting the high pick. Now Coffey patrolling, loitering. Here's Steen to step into the triple. The margin has been as much as 12 points tonight. Sits at 11. Barlow to Wimberley. He's by far and away being Gippsland United's best player. Has 21 in the first half. I think very deserving of the plaudits he's received throughout the season is Jalen Wimberley. Here is Canavan. Jordan Canavan with a triple to get Gippsland United on the board, starting this quarter the way he finished the last. And so 2 of 5 from beyond the arc now. He's the captain of Gippsland United. Coffey to look to Agon. O'Brien looked to stick an elbow out there, I think. The referees are just going to have a quick conversation here. And it's going to not be on O'Brien. I don't think it'll be Wimberley, I believe. So he collects his second personal. Ball to inbounded here by the Redbacks. Spencer, who's been fantastic and consistent. High production guy. Speaking of high production, here's Steve Coffey, well and truly within his range. Not afraid of a logo 3. This time he's going to have to get busy with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Defense came and collapsed. So it was Bateman who had 2 attempts at it and left 2 points sitting there. And then commits the foul out of frustration as well. And so Bateman, with 5 seconds of his life, you wish he could have back. And if you didn't need any more reason to be watching, well, the GOAT of Australian basketball, Andrew Gaze, is in the building here tonight alongside his son, Mason Gaze. So the highest of royalty is in the room as we see Ben Barlow receive it going baseline. And Matt, back to a 6-point game.
It sure is. There's a beautiful pass there, wasn't it? Just to get Barlow open there.
Wimberley takes one through the chest, and have a look at the Gippsland United bench. Spencer it was committing it. He's so often able to slice and dice his way through that defensive positioning, but this time enough contact made, and Wimberley certainly made the referees aware of it.
It's his 3rd personal foul here early in the 3rd quarter.
So Floor wipers have been busy tonight, but this time we're going to rely on the grip of Wimberley's shoes. So that is old school. Anyway, seemingly the referee's happy enough with it. Canavan, who's had a triple to get the scoring going for Gippsland United. What can he do now? And so RMIT just the 2 points in the quarter. Gippsland United have 5. Here's Wimberley looking to get past defenders, and fair to say not a whole lot of contact in it, and RMIT get growing increasingly frustrated. They're going to be given a warning here, the Redbacks, as they're making their frustrations known. Foul's going to be whistled on Agon. It's going to be his first personal. They've already got 3 team fouls here. Sends Wimberley to the line where he's been good tonight for 2 free throws. This time though, the drum beat was doing enough to put him off his game throughout the season. An 85% free throw shooter. The second of 2 to bring it back to 5 points is good. Good to see the Redback mascot in the building as well, if there wasn't already enough distractions for Gippsland United. Looking fabulous. Here's Steve Coffey, the fake to make, this time going towards the cup, but over the tall timber, couldn't get it done, somehow comes back down with it. Spencer, beautiful pass to Bateman, rides the contact, and he'll head to the stripe for 1 extra. And so he has 11 points now, does Lucas Bateman, all inside the paint. And O'Brien, who committed the foul, that'll be his 3rd personal, makes his way to the end of the bench. And so that opens again the opportunity for RMIT inside. Well, they're already doing their work, and Agon's probably the biggest threat in there. It's a Stephen O'Brien-less Gippsland United now from the defensive end. He's going to have to be more disciplined. Tibbles has the ball in hand. Barlow find Wimberley. There he is, putting to the floor. That will be lucky not to be a charge. It is. Steiner was well positioned, took it through the chest, and Wimberley will pick up another. And so here's another one that joins this chorus of players with 3 personal fouls. Both teams now with 3 team fouls. Scott McKenzie pleading the case on behalf of Gippsland United. But from my angle, and it's fair to say my angle wasn't a particularly good one, it was enough to warrant a charge every day of the week and twice on Sundays. 8-point game it is. 59-51. Spencer can hand off. Here's Steen. And Spencer again. 11 points. Coffey yet to score in this quarter. Bateman again looking to go to work in the paint. He's been great there tonight, but left that layup short. Wimberley now has a little laneway to the basket, and Agon meets him at the summit! And dearie me, I thought that was a goal ticket.
I thought it was too. He was that high up. He was above the top of the square on the backboard. That's how high he was to block that shot.
That is outrageous. He's going to have to take a pill for altitude sickness, because that was a long way up. And Andrew Kays is cacking himself laughing, because that was some serious elevation from Lou Agon. But dearie me, if that wasn't on the way down, I don't know what is. Here is Bateman now looking to get his back to the basket. Again left one short, so he's getting it in the right position, Bateman, but Gippsland and I doing good job to prevent the scores coming. Canavan, he's hit one from there already this quarter, now in the mid-range. Pushed it well left. Wimberley lucky to come down with the O-board. Confined was a Winderlick underneath. And he gets the lane to go for his 2nd bucket of the night. And so somehow, even though it feels like RMIT have the momentum largely, maybe it's just by way of the crowd and the atmosphere, Gippsland United just staying within touching distance. It was a 9-point lead at halftime, sits at 6 now. It was as large as 12 points the margin. It was Winderlick who reached into the cookie jar, commits the foul. Bateman will head to the line for 2. Lucas Bateman, he doesn't have many attempts per game, but just 25% free throw shooter. And so certainly not where he's most comfortable at. We'll see if that bears out here tonight. Well, came out of the hand very smoothly.
He might like the atmosphere of the drums. It's a bit soothing for him, is it?
For someone that does all his work in the paint, it's just 0.1 free throw attempt on average. 0.4 attempt. So he seems to not end up at the free throw line all that much, but maybe he should because he has no trouble with those 2 attempts. And we see the return of Zach Coleman-Bock, who adds another element of height to this game where Gippsland United are lacking at the moment because Stephen O'Brien, Gippsland United's centre, watching on from the paint. Wimberley steps into the triple, makes it. And so again, Gippsland United just sticking around here. 5-point game. Inside to Coleman-Bock. Wants to be there, wants to be careful not to be there for too long. I could see that 3-second violation coming from a mile away. It'd be foolish not to. Referee with an easy call. He was planted in there. And so Gippsland United a chance now to bring it closer, potentially within 1 possession. Wimberley around to Canavan. Remember, we're playing for a championship. Only one team will have this banner hanging in the ceiling. The one which says Division 1 Champions 2024. Wimberley to bring it back. But getting way too creative with it. And he made an air ball in the end.
And the fans in here are letting him know about that air ball, that's for sure.
They certainly are. And so RMIT again losing their possession, so they're getting a bit reckless with the ball handling right now. Agon will be given the turnover, I think. Tibbles can kick out. Fortbury's on the floor now in the mid-range. Tibbles now receiving it. Winderlich on the elbow. Wimberley, who's at 25 points, looking to make it 27, can do so at the free throw line. Agon's punched the end of the court there. I'll be careful not to get too frustrated. It's going to be maybe Daniels whistled for it.
Certainly was Daniels, and I think Agon wasn't very happy that his teammate stuck his hand in there because he had a 2-handed block, setting it back like a volleyballer at the net.
Correct, with the spike. And that sends Wimberley back to the free throw line. Mentioned 25 points he's got so far. Chance to make it 27. And I tell you what, if I was running things down at Gippsland United, I'd have that contract written up and on the table already for this man to come back for a second season because he's been phenomenal. And he looks every part a man deserving of a championship. Certainly on his performance tonight anyway. RMIT now looking to find a score. Keep in mind, as Daniels gets his first bucket of the night, they led by as much as 12, did RMIT. Around to Canavan, a nice little hesitation. Beautiful finish.
Snuck under the arm. That arm was swinging ready for the block.
He's seen that one before as JC. Kicks it around. Here's Spencer now. Important 3. Left it short though. Coleman-Bock with what appeared to be a rebound ends up it being a tip-in.
Let's check that one to see if it come off Portby's hand.
And so it's around to Winderlich, and neither team playing particularly good defense at the moment. Certainly nothing to write home about. Look at this matchup. Once the camera swings around to Winderlich and Coleman-Bock, we're getting in each other's face. Coffey now being forced on the left hand. Says, well, if you're going to give me room, I'll make a 3. Makes it a 6-point game. Wimberley now looking to make up for that defensive effort. Here's Canavan, has Portbury behind him now, puts it to the floor, steps into the paint. Agon sends it packing once, twice, will it be 3 times? This time Tibble stepping out from where Agon couldn't defend, but now he's in his territory again. Canavan from the corner, Portbury for 3, Agon closing out. Portbury couldn't get it done, but Wimberley with the offensive rebound. And second chance points are hurting the Redbacks. Gippsland United bring it back to 4. That was a chaotic possession, wasn't it?
It was a very long 24 seconds, or a lot of intensity in that play, that's for sure.
Around now. Daniels with a little jab step into the paint now. That'll rattle home. So the Redbacks, Gippsland United so frustrated they just can't seem to draw it all the way back to a level game. Every time they draw it closer, Redbacks have an answer. Canavan now putting it to the floor. This time Agon getting all up in his business. And it will be RMIT Redbacks ball as a gift to Agon, who had the defensive play. We see the return of O'Brien here. You mentioned as he went out, had 3 fouls to his name. Agon with 7 blocks tonight. If not for the fact he only has 5 points and 4 rebounds, you're looking at one of those rare triple doubles involving blocks tonight for Lou Agon. If only his scoring ability and rebounding ability matched up to his ability to send the ball packing, at least so far.
He's defensive player of the game so far. Seven blocks goes a long way to RMIT winning this game.
He did win the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year, did Lou Agon, actually, so someone who's pretty familiar with that sort of attribution to his name. Played his junior basketball for the Keysborough Cougars. 6'11" he stands. Here's Rowan Zemchik around to Canavan, given room. Not the man I'd want to be giving room from 3, but pushed it long. Tibbles now fighting hard for the rebound. Remember he had, 14 rebounds in the preliminary final, 13 maybe. Portbury now has the ball in hand. Can kick it out. Rowan Zemchik. And they tried to make something of their second chance that time. Couldn't get it done.
Agon is a finalist for this year's Defensive Player of the Year award as well, so he can't be maybe back-to-back.
Yeah, maybe back-to-back indeed, and that was a chance to put in a lid on it, but he couldn't come down with it. So Gippsland United, 6-point game. O'Brien was the recipient, but Coleman Bock was the last to touch it out of the court. It'll be a sub here for RMIT.
Both teams heavily featured in our finalists for awards this year. We've got a couple of players from RMIT and Gippsland, both All-Star 5. A couple of youth players from each, or a single player from each team, and then obviously both coaches are in there for Coach of the Year as well. So deserving these two teams to be in the grand final with the players that were listed across the award finalists for Division 1 men.
And we all look with anticipation towards those award winners as we edge closer to the Big V Awards night. Here's Stephen O'Brien turning back to the hoop, and Coleman Bock preventing the score. So less than a minute to play here in the third quarter. Sits at 6-point lead here for the Redbacks. Coleman Bock, the travel has been committed by Spencer. I think he's frustrated only at himself for that one. As I mentioned, he's been involved in Big V basketball for quite some time. Played his 200th game last season. He is an RMIT alumni, so he's very familiar with that university. He played his basketball in his junior days at Keilor Thunder. Here's Rowan Zemchik, an important shot for him. The result didn't match that description, though. Here's Coffey. 36 seconds remaining on the game clock. A nice pass down the floor, and an even better make by Henry. Tibbles looks down the floor to O'Brien here for Gippsland United. Portbury looking to get busy. Coffey was the defender, and he's the rebounder too. And so Gippsland United leaving some points there. Oh, there's going to be a foul committed here by Portbury, who just went into Spencer. And that'll be 2 free throws, so it's costly too. But how about the heads-up play from Spencer to position himself there? And he certainly ensured the referee make the call. And if the sort of repeated drum beat wasn't enough, they've turned into some melodic playing at the moment now, so it's certainly the vibes are high here at Eltham High School. And now it's over to Gippsland United fans to try and make a bit of raucous noise here as Spencer steps up to the free throw line. Has 11 points so far. He's left one there already.
Only shooting at 66% from the line this season. Misses both.
So pressure starting to mount here at the free throw line for both teams. Sits at 8-point margin. In mind, it was 9 at half-time. Here's O'Brien looking to back his way in. That forcefulness we're so used to, and he has left a 2-point gimme there behind. And so that will draw to a close this third quarter. It's all the work to do for Gippsland United. Yes, they won the quarter, but they won it by just 1 point. And they're going to have to do better than that in the last. It was 54-45. Gippsland United managed to put They have managed to put 64 points on the board now, but they trail RMIT 72 to 64 now. That 8-point margin in favour of the Redbacks. Have they done enough here tonight to secure that inaugural Division 1 Championship banner for this RMIT Redbacks team? Oh, the next 10 minutes will decide that. With 1 quarter to play here, the anticipation remains high. For those here in the stadium and those watching at home, you can see the stats there. RMIT winning the rebound count 44 to 35 so far, and leading in most statistical categories. One of the statistical categories they certainly don't want to be leading in, but they are, is turnovers. They have 10 to Gippsland United's 5. So Gippsland United certainly being more disciplined with the ball so far, but they aren't shooting as well. 35% on the night so far from the field for Gippsland United. Steve Coffey, of all people, with 12 rebounds. He's got that double-double already.
6 assists, not far away from that triple.
Turns out that height isn't always determinative of rebound. He averages 9.6 per game, so I suppose it's not particularly uncommon for Steve Coffey. I should see there, 6 rebounds. Matt Spencer has 7. Jordan Canavan leading the assist count for Gippsland United with 4.
You look down the stat sheet and it's a fairly even spread for RMIT. You've got, Coffey on 18 points, Spencer and Bateman in double figures as well, but there's an even spread. But then you look to Gippsland United and you've got Wimbley with 29, and then can't forget captain Jordan Canavan with 10, but no one else is in the double fidgets. They're all around the 2 to 6 mark, so a good even spread from the Redbacks has obviously propelled them to this 8-point lead, which is a good place to be leading into the start of this 4th quarter.
It's roster led by Vincenzo Rivetto. Assistant coaches Stefan Nikolovsky and Tristan Angeles. And so they are in the box seat here, RMIT Redbacks. But Gippsland United, they certainly won't go down without a fight. They surely represent the largest area of any Big V team. Gippsland United bringing together and culminating all the wonderful associations down there in Gippsland. Some of those players out on the floor: Traralgon Juniors, Moe Juniors, Warrigal Juniors. And here they are playing at the senior level. Tibbles draws the foul. Tibbles ball in hand here. Just 10 seconds into this final quarter to determine the D1M Men Big V champions. Stephen O'Brien loses the handle. And we see a sub taken here. Spencer will head to the bench. Can't imagine he'll be there for long though, because he's been phenomenal tonight as Spencer. Just doing all the 1%ers.
Her and Amy checks into the game, only playing 3 minutes so far. So interesting little sub.
Steve Coffey with that 2-point make pushes it back out to double digits. So Gippsland United going to have to score and score now. Wimbley looking to blast by defenders. O'Brien tries hard for the putback. But Gippsland United have a bit more work to do than that. Yeah, nice pass. Finds Henry, who puts it to go, gets to go for 2 points. And then all of a sudden we're back out to 12 here. So it was an 8-point margin. Score the first 4 points of the quarter, and Tibbles stepping through defenders. Manages to get it to go for 2 points. Back to 10 points the margin here, but they're going to have to draw both defensive and offensive ability. Right now they need to put the clamps on. Wimbley trying to do exactly that on Coffey. Defended well, did Wimbley, did exactly what he needs to do and had that last little reach in, which is not always what the coaches will recommend. But he did it expertly. Now trying to fight for the tip in, and Demchik left it behind. So frustration for Gippsland United. Wimbley appearing either gassed or winded or something right now, but he's just trying to catch his breath. He's Gippsland United's number 4. 29 points on the night. Gippsland United can find their way in the lead. Will no doubt be the MVP. Here's Coffey, though, who's made a case certainly for the Redbacks, and He is dragging his team towards a championship right now, is Steve Coffey. Nice pass to Portbury, draws the foul, and a timely three-point play for Portbury, who'll head to the line for one extra. Just his second bucket of the night, too. I see Ben Barlow and Goica returning to the floor. Tibbles to take a rest. So Tom Portbury at the line here for one to bring it back within single digits and complete the three-point play, but left it short, fighting for the rebound, but it was nicely done by Daniels. Quickly down the floor, has a shooter to his left, but when it alone, will get it to go, and RMIT Redbacks fans rise to their feet. And you can understand why. I think it was Goica whistled for the foul there. And Portbury will make his way to the bench. Ben Barlow, veteran of the Gippsland United program, returning to the floor. Daniels now to complete the three-point play.
Oh, off the glass from the free throw line.
Looked like a sort of free throw I would usually shoot. 2 minutes into this final quarter. Stephen O'Brien now back to the basket, turning. Couldn't get the post move to be as fruitful as he wanted it to be. Ron Zemchik matching up on Steve Coffey into the three. Steve Coffey couldn't get it to fall, though. Gippsland United back in transition. Have the Redbacks done enough? Barlow, a little step back too. Work cut out for them here, United. The Redbacks looking to continue scoring. Stephen Coffey, 22 points, shooting 42%. Coleman Bock and hands off to Henry, who draws the foul. And have the Redbacks, if you'll pardon the pun, taking the sting out of this one. If he can make both free throws, it's certainly a tall order here. Henry steps up to the free throw line. The most attractive free throw shooting I've seen in my life for both teams, but nonetheless.
The Redbacks have got a bit of the roll of the ring at the moment. Everything that's hitting the ring is dropping. So they're doing well there, and they've extended it out to a 13-point deficit, 7:17 to go before the championship is presented.
You want it around that 10-point margin with probably 6 minutes to go is where it usually feels like to give yourself any chance. Gippsland United need to score and score now. Barlow on the fader. Oh, that came also close, but couldn't get it to go. Oh, that's a costly turnover for the Redbacks. Pass came that Coffey wasn't anticipating it. Barlow will inbound here. They'll surely look for a three. Wimbley is battling some sort of injury or something concerning him. He's not moving nearly as freely as he wish he was. Here's Goica now, overhands. Nicely rebounded here by Barlow. Wimbley now, looking to get busy. Foul's committed here. It'll be a third team foul for the quarter. Daniels, I think, will pick up his third personal soon in the process. So RMIT Redbacks, who lost just 2 games throughout the regular season, to their 16 wins, top of the table all season long. Gippsland United had an 11-7 record, so they've done it the hard way to find their way here to the championship game. United, they toppled Whittlesea last week, but they haven't been able to topple this Redbacks team all season long, and you can see why. They are another level, at least at the moment. Coleman Bock going to get it to go for 2. And Wimbley trying to push it towards advantage. Coffey now, 8 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to find a shot here and find it quickly. Winderlich combining with Goica for defense, and he does a great job defensively there. Now Canavan down the floor, has a little laneway to his right, but went to the left. Look away pass. Left, Winderlich wondering, oh, that's going to be a 4th team foul. I thought he travelled briefly, but the foul came. And it'll be Hearn. Amy takes his first personal. Again, playing just the 3 minutes in the first 3 quarters, and he's already played 4 in this quarter. So they're investing in stock of Hearn 80. Here is Jordan Canavan. Winderlich copped it on the knees initially, and a great defensive heads-up play by Steve Coffey to put it off the belly of Jordan Canavan. Ball's out of court, and the Redbacks will regain possession.
Well, Steve Coffey starting to look a little bit gassed. He's played the whole game so far. Will he play the full 40? That's the question.
Yeah, he's been big. Here he is again, potentially to write his team into the history books. Instead, pass it off to Henry. Barlow now steps into the triple. Got nothing but iron, and so Gippsland United's scoring has dried up considerably. Had just the 6 points so far in the quarter. Coffey can hand off. Henry will count the 2. Henry will head to the stripe to make it a 16-point game and potentially start etching their name on that championship title. Timeout taken for Gippsland United, who are facing a 15-point deficit. Have a whole lot of work to do to turn this one around. But the smiles are on the faces of the RMIT Redback fans right now. And they have every reason to be happy because they have been class above all season long. And look to be a class above tonight as they look to secure that Division 1 Men Big V Championship here at Eltham.
15 points, the margin, the biggest lead of the night. 5 minutes of basketball still to be played. The question is can Gippsland get on a run to make a game of this in the last 2 to 3 minutes?
Probably have to rely on someone like Wimberley, but he just doesn't seem to be quite at himself in this last quarter, as he has been throughout much of the rest of the game. Australian Wimberley, the 29 points. But yet to score in this final quarter is Jalen Wimberley. And so he's not going to be the man to turn this one around, at least on recent form. So do they look to someone like JC, Jordan Canavan from beyond the arc? Stephen O'Brien cooking underneath maybe. Right now he's watching on from the sideline as we see Joshua Henry step up to the line for 1 extra. Chance to make it a 16-point game. And he left one behind. So Gippsland United with possession through Canavan. Goika now liked what he saw from 3. Wimberley pulls down the board, kicks it around. Here's Canavan in the corner. Jordan Canavan buries the 3 and keeps Gippsland United's chances alive. And so when they've needed a man to step up, he's been the one to do it so far tonight. When Wimberley hasn't been at himself, 13 points he has on the evening. There's many watching on from across Gippsland, and indeed many Redbacks fans who couldn't get in the building tonight. Enjoying the broadcast. It's a 12-point game. It's certainly not over. Halfway through this final quarter. My name's Tyson Whelan alongside Matt Royal in commentary here tonight. Coffey with the ball in hand. Here he is. Has Coleman Bock for company on the pick, in the spin. Almost loses possession. Wimberley, his eyes lit up briefly. Back to Coleman Bock. Kicks it out into the hands of Daniels. Couldn't get it to fall, and it was nicely done by Winderlich to tap it to advantage. Here's Wimberley. Can hand it off. Beautiful pass to Goika. And so we are back into single digits. Hang on a minute, maybe I've gone earlier there. Back to a 10-point game. It is. And so here's Gippsland United still in the conversation. Is the door ajar? Coffey loses the possession. Gippsland United will have it. And if you look at the bench of Gippsland United, if no one else does, they certainly give themselves a chance here.
This is the run that Gippsland needed. The last minute, they've gone on a 5-0 run.
RMIT's defence could not have looked to be sleeping any more just then. They look so flat-footed all of a sudden. And if they had already written their name on the banner, they're going to have to think again, because Gippsland United are making a run here. Can they come with the possession? Oh, Ben Barlow came so close to having it then. And understandably, Coach Vincenzo Rivetto has rolled out Spencer and Agon again. The man who has 7 blocks on the night, alongside Spencer, who has been electric from the field. And Gippsland United, you can hear them chanting defence now. They think they're back in this game. They're 1 free throw away from trailing by 16 points. It sits at 8 now. Here's Daniels turning to the cup. Off the glass. That's expertly done by Daniels. 9 points on the night. And perhaps his biggest make of the night, with Gippsland making a run. Winderlich to Canavan. Canavan for 3. Pushed it long.
It was a beautiful shot last time we were down this end of the court, just to kill the run of Gippsland. It was what RMIT needed.
Jordan Canavan used to work in an office in this building, so I'm sure he put up plenty of threes after his work shift in these very rings. So don't be surprised to see him make it one from there tonight. Here he is again. Jordan Canavan for 3. Jordan Canavan missed it though. Pushed it long. Coffey with the board. Have they given up their opportunity? Stephen Coffey looking to push it out again. A great rebound tap from Coleman Bock. Spencer now. Time is their friend. Agon looking to go aerially. Deary me.
He wasn't sure whether to grab it or let it go in then.
Fortunately, the option he took was not the correct one, because it falls out of court. Timeout taken for RMIT. So a 2.5-minute roll of the dice here for United. Question is this 10-point margin enough? It's certainly going to take more than what Gippsland United have been able to offer so far tonight to turn this one around. They've shown the signs in this last quarter on that mini run, which brought it back from a 15-point game to 8. 10-point margin with 2.5 minutes to play. Unless RMIT completely fall asleep at the wheel here, I certainly feel like the Redbacks are just 2.5 minutes away from that Div 1 Men Championship. And their fans, they're starting to believe, even though this Gippsland United team are giving them every chance to worry. Elsewhere around the conferences tonight, Matt?
Yeah, just having a quick look at the Division 2 women, which some of our RMIT fans might have had a bit of knowledge on, considering their women's team played in that competition. And we've got 1 minute 33 to go, and Melbourne Uni are up 69-63. They've gone a 20-6 run in the 4th quarter. And do you know what, Tyson? 2 seconds to go in the last regular season game. Sideline play, and they make a layup to make finals.
Oh my goodness.
That's where they've come from.
That is some run, both in the last quarter and just generally from Melbourne University. Wimberley looking to draw contact. He'll make his way to the stripe here, so they have every chance to bring it back to 8 here if he can make both of these. That'll be 5 fouls. It's on Spencer. Plead his case, but 5 fouls all counts the same. And Gippsland United are saying, I want a T to go with that. And the subs eventually made. Captain Steen will check into the game. And so Wimberley at the charity stripe, yet to score in the final quarter. Yes, that's right. Their all-star import, who had 29 in the first 3 quarters, this would be his first score for the final period. And there it is. So 8 points with 2.5 minutes remaining if he can make this one. The equation is there. And that's exactly what it is. 8 points, 2.5 minutes remaining. Have RMIT Redbacks done enough? Will the championship banner hang in their ceiling? Here's Coffey. Getting past Canavan. Goiker meets him, commits the foul. It'll be their 4th team foul, so yet to be in the bonus just yet. And the next one will send them there, though. So Redbacks will be looking to draw a foul. if nothing else, on this baseline play. Look at the size advantage they have here at almost every position for the Redbacks. So they've used that to their advantage tonight. 14 on the shot clock here. Steen looking to go straight through defenders. How did that miss? Rolled out. Agon now. Agon, nice layup for Agon, who had just 5 points up to now. Gets it to go in the lane. 10-point game it is. Wimbley now looking to return serve. He is just throwing his body at the ring and hoping for a foul at the moment, and one came. It'll be Agon whistled for it. And so Wimbley is where he was 30 seconds ago. Staring down a 10-point deficit with 2 free throws to come. .32 points tonight for Wimbley. Man out of Georgia in the US. Left the second one short. Agon pulls down the board. Oh, he stepped out of court, did Coffey. Received it while he was straddling the baseline. Gippsland United certainly still fancy themselves a chance in this game, but time is of the essence. Canavan to inbound. Elster on the floor. Barlow, Goyka, Winderlich and Wimbley. Canavan kicks it across. Winderlich wasn't anticipating the crafty pass from Jordan Canavan. Slipped through fingers out of court. So it'll be Steen to inbound. It was a nice effort from Ben Barlow. Try and force the turnover. A full court press. Full court denial here from Gippsland United. Coffey receiving. Down through Daniels. Back to Coffey. Barlow meeting him defensively. They're going to have to get a stop here. There's no question about it. Any bucket will surely finish this one out. Coffey looks out. Steen, the captain, to write their team into the history books. Agon gets it done on the putback for 2. 11 points to the margin, 1 minute 20 remaining. Gippsland United will stay within this one, but it's surely enough here for the Redbacks. Coffey will dribble it down the floor. They're not electing to foul yet.
They very well need to. There's only about 3, maybe 4 possessions left in this game, so if they're going to let it play out, that's not enough to win.
And Maths doesn't stack up for not fouling, and so 11 points to the margin. RMIT Redbacks have surely done enough. Stephen Coffey from the logo 3, down the floor to Wimbley. Wimbley will put the finishing touches on that one. 9 points to the margin, 1 minute to play. So they commit the foul this time. Canavan will be the one to do it if anyone is. It's a tight denial. Still, they let it go. Agon loses his handle. So the stop occurs. Wimbley pulls up for 3. Jalen Wimbley, though, to give them any chance, falls out. And he comes up with the steal. We'll head to the line for 2 here with Wimbley on the bonus. Chance to make it a 7-point game with 32 seconds. Still feel isn't enough. Gippsland United will take a timeout, I suspect, here, though. So it'll be Wimbley heading to the stripe. He is absolutely gassed at the moment. Here's Jalen Wimbley and Jordan Canavan, 2 remaining out on the floor here. You won't be able to see it on your screen as they continue standing out in the keyway at the moment. And it's hard to have a timeout when you don't have your players in the timeout, it'd be fair to say. And
definitely is, and this is going to be a wasted timeout from Gippsland because they're going to be called back in once the time is up, and if they can't get Wimbley off the court, then it'll be a bit of a delay, but it just doesn't make sense, a timeout here. It's a very wasted timeout with 30 seconds to go that you might need with 2 seconds to go on the clock to advance the ball for a sake.
Can't see it on your screen, but Wimbley has gone from what was standing to kneeling to now lying flat on the floor. Whatever is occurring to him, it is painful. He seems in all sorts of discomfort at the moment, and whatever it is seriously unpleasant. You can see it on your screen at the moment. Jordan Canavan and some assistants there at Gippsland United assisting him, and now he's sort of rolling around in pain at the moment. So it is it's something that's been going on with him all night, I suspect. He's sort of appeared to be some sort of abdomen pain. And in this timeout, he's gone, as I mentioned, from standing to kneeling to now in what would be described as a fetal position. So, yeah, there's people from around the stadium going to check in on him. So, for any of Wimberley's family watching on from home, we'll keep you updated on his condition as we learn more. But at the moment, he seems to be in some level of discomfort. He looks like he's trying to get back up on his feet now, or at least sit upright for now.
Great sign of respect from the crowd there, giving him a round of applause, and that was coming from both teams, not just the Gippsland team, so a hell of a lot of respect here. He's going to have to check out of the game, though.
Yeah, it's not entirely... It doesn't appear to be battling any sort of obvious limb injury or anything to that effect. It sort of seems something in his abdomen or something. And, yeah, he will make his way to the bench. Seems to be battling maybe a little bit of a limp, but sure, we'll check in on him, and no doubt very happy to see him make his way on 2 feet towards the bench after what's been a stellar season for Jalen Wimberley. And as I mentioned earlier, Gippsland United would be right to try and get his name or his signature on paper again. But for now, he'll watch on from the sideline. Tibbles, meanwhile, at the line, makes the first of 2 and the second to go as well. 7 points the difference here. United want an immediate stop or foul. Coffey all the way down the floor. Look at this, bit of cat and mouse type stuff. Look at them try and stream to commit the foul. And they're doing a wonderful job. Coffey will happily hold it and make his way to the charity stripe. They've given just 19 seconds left for Gippsland United to make something of. So RMIT, in the scene, they've done enough probably 2 minutes ago, but this will surely confirm that. And Steve Coffey has played in Morocco, Jordan, France, Spain. He's played with RMIT since 2019. He's been a big part of this program from its inception. He now coaches their uni team, their youth league team, and now he's taking his team all the way to championship glory.
Now he's asking the crowd to come to us, come to the party. History making this.
Certainly is. And the Redbacks, who came so close last season, couldn't get it done to Shepparton in the grand final. Now, just 10 seconds away from championship glory. And nothing to be taken away from Gippsland United, who have played with a heart on their sleeve all season long. They stepped up the division from Division 2 in 2022 to be within the contest. They played finals last year in their first season in D1M men, and here in the grand final. But tonight, it is all about the RMIT Redbacks. They win the championship by 11 points, led by Steve Coffey with 26. The Redbacks fans rise to their feet, and those watching at home will be celebrating as well. What a performance by this team. All season long, they lost just 2 games. They have been a class above, and they were again tonight. They win it by 11, 95-84. Steve Coffey was everywhere tonight for 26 points. He had 16 rebounds and 7 assists, just 3 assists short of a triple-double in what is surely close to an MVP performance. The likes of Andrew Gaze in the crowd tonight, watching this RMIT Redbacks team sting their way all the way to the top and claim the championship here at Eltham. What a performance by the RMIT Redbacks.
Certainly is. Champions of 2024 Division 1 men's competition, and highly likely means promotion to our championship men's competition in 2025. We see the Shepparton Gators come out of Division 1 this year into championship and make a run to the Final Four. So is it something that RMIT might be able to copy next year? Let's have a look at them celebrating this championship. It's about time that they started to celebrate. They did the right thing at the end of the game. They shook hands. Now it's time to let the lid off and celebrate this championship for the Redbacks.
Yeah, it's a huge night for everyone. The connections of the Redbacks. You've got work to do, Matt Royal, so we're going to let him go to get the formalities going soon. But for those RMIT fans who have come along here, the Redback mascot in amongst it as well. For Stephen Coffey, who's been involved since 2019. For the likes of Lou Agon. For the likes of Spencer, who's playing for his alumni club as a former RMIT student. For all those in the stands who've been connected to this program, they have every reason to celebrate. What a championship performance here tonight. A deserving championship for this RMIT Redbacks program, who has Matt Royal, who is the mover and shaker when it comes to Big V, as the league manager suggested. We might be seeing promotion all the way up to the championship division in 2025. And so just moments ago from formalities, and of course for Gippsland United, whose fans have travelled for some a long way, have just as many reasons to get on their feet and cheer for the men wearing white tonight. Not the result they came here to get, but a result nonetheless. After Division 2 Championship in 2022, they finished finalists in 2023. They are championship game. They were in the championship game in 2024. One wonders if next season will be the year they go the distance. 12 months from now, we'll know. But tonight, it's all about the team that are singing along. So Marvin Gaye here at Eltham High. Not their home stadium necessarily, but they have packed out the stands here in Eltham. And they are going to be celebrating all night long. I would not want to be a hydrolite in the way of these RMIT players come tomorrow morning. 95-84 it was. Presentation not far away.